Hi there, yogis. So I thought I would share this video again, this time with voiceover audio, make it a little bit easier. So this is a great routine for before bed or after you've had a run, or at any time really. It's great if you've been sitting, and we start here just with some hip flexor and hamstring stretches. And the main points here are to really tuck your pelvis under, lift up nice and tall through the chest and the crown of your head, and smile. And you can feel the difference here. It'll depend on the tuck of your pelvis and whether you're lifting up nice and tall through your spine. And then as you bring your hips back, keep your chest lifted. Try and keep your spine nice and long. You can flex the front foot, so lift the toes back towards your shin, or you can place your foot flat on the ground. It'll give you a couple of different stretches. So just listening to your body, giving yourself what you need, taking breaths down into your belly and breathing out too. So doing to one side, we always do to the other, so bringing balance. Now, if you find here that it's uncomfortable on your knees, especially the knee that's on the floor, just have a towel handy so you can give yourself a little bit more cushioning. And you want to remember to have your feet and your legs like they're on train tracks. So you don't want them like you're on a tightrope. You want to have your right knee under your right hip and your left leg here stretching out nice and long from the left hip. Keep drawing your hips back evenly and taking your time to move between side to side. You might come a little bit deeper in these stretches as you warm up. You might even have some friends that join you. Always more fun with friends. So closing your mouth, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And again, as you draw the hips back, if your right leg is out in front, draw the right hip back. Try and keep your hips nice and square. And keep the chest lifted. And just notice the difference between a straight spine and a curved spine. Definitely different sensations in the body. And with this one now, we're just taking the feet underneath our hips, bringing the heels to touch, bringing the knees out nice and wide. It's almost like a seated or a squatting child's pose. And you get a bit more depth here with your hands. Walk your hands forward. Maybe walk them a little bit further forward. You really bring your heels to rest on one another. It can feel a bit odd to begin with, so just take it nice and easy. And if you want to come into a normal child's pose with your knees, your shins, your feet on the mat, then please do so. Coming into some side twists now. So lifting the right arm up, just a gentle twist through the torso. And feel free to use some props here. If you've got a bolster or a yoga block, you can pop your elbows, your forearms onto these props that just bring the ground a little bit closer to you. And then we'll change sides. So bringing the left leg forward, the foot outside of the shoulder, knee outside of the shoulder. Lifting the left arm, gentle twist towards the left knee. And coming down into a lizard lunge. And again, feeling if you need to, place your elbows, your forearms on a prop, bolsters, blankets, stack of books. Anything that helps bring the ground a little bit closer to you. I'll just show you this stretch that we did before, but from the front this time. So it's always good to have a bit of repetition in your practice. So do one stretch. Don't be afraid to come back to it again in a little while. And just notice the depth that you can find within these stretches, within these poses, and always listening to your body. So this one here, yogi squat. So we changed. We just take the feet nice and wide. Bring your knees outside of your shoulders for this one. And if you need to, sit on a bolster or your block. Okay, so sometimes the Achilles, the calves, hamstrings, everything is super tight and you just can't get there. So again, use some props. And if that doesn't work, you can always come down into this seated butterfly pose, feet together, knees out wide. And we can see here, you can actually use your elbows to press your knees down a little bit. And this one here, a bit more of an intense stretch. So we want the feet to be underneath the opposite knees, like a half lotus stretch here. And again, just listening to your body, listening to your knees. You can stay with that previous pose of butterfly. This one gets into the glutes a lot more. And just watch your ankles in this pose too. You still want to have the foot supported on the opposite knee. And you're bringing your chest forward. So lifting up nice and tall, lift your chest and then lean forward from your hips. And it's a beautiful stretch right through your glutes and into your lower back. Still breathing, draw your breath in through your nose, right down into the belly, and breathe out through the nose. This one with a gentle twist, don't forget to unwind. And then we'll come back through center and change sides. And sitting up nice and tall again, posture is really important. And that's the end of that one.